all I want you to remember is don't be afraid to dream big, because this is what actually gets us motivated and excited. And once we have like these big goals, then we'll find ways to align and make the changes we want in our life. And this is what a personal development plan actually is. In this video, I'm going to share my screen with you and show you the exact process I use to create an integrated plan for my personal development, where I put together all my goals, my values, my beliefs, my actions, the things I need to learn, my environment, my habits, my routines, everything. Hello, my name is Marius. Welcome to my YouTube channel, where I talk about how to implement the practices and tools of personal development into our lives, into our business, so that we can be more successful, experience freedom, wealth, joy, happiness, and have fun doing it, right? Because that's what we want. I'm new at this, so please be gentle with me, and I'd appreciate any feedback. Because when I started my personal development journey 7 years ago, and then my business, there was just a lot of information everywhere, you know, a book here, a podcast, an interview, and all that stuff. So putting it all together was hard, and then acting on it, really making sure that my actions reflect my values, and then I know where I'm going, was a pretty major obstacle, and it took me a long time to figure out how to do this. But when I have this integrated vision that I'm going to share with you, it's easy to check for alignment and congruency to make sure that, you know, I don't have things that contradict each other. Check to see that those goals are actually mine, that they're not shoulds or it's something that other people want from me. They're actually coming from inside, because that's what makes us happy. Then I can actually program my subconscious mind, because there's no internal resistance and I know exactly what I want. When I'm demotivated, when I have a lot of failures and setbacks, I can go back up by looking at that vision and reminding myself why I do this. And there are a lot of other benefits, but the biggest one, I guess, is I feel in control of my life. I have a direction, I have a plan, I know where I'm going, and it all makes sense. So I want to share this process with you, because this is making these videos and sharing it is part of my vision for 2022. So I'm going to share my screen now and let's dive in. All right, so let's start. I'm going to share my screen. So this is what it's all about, right? Showing you the document, the mind map. I use Xmind to mind map my business, my life, my personal development, my strategies with my clients. So you can get it for free, or you can get this as a PDF. So the links to get the document are in the description for this video, and check that out. So when you get it, you'll see that there's how to fill in a small instruction part over here, because some people will get overwhelmed when they see how complex this can be. But basically the model that I'm using is that from Robert Dilts. This is a master trainer in NLP, and I'm trained in NLP myself. It's what I found to be most effective, because he found a way to really check for congruency. When we have a goal or a change that we want to do, it has to be congruent and aligned inside at our identity level with our environment, capabilities, behaviors, and so on, right? And this is also the big idea from the science of self-actualization, going from Abraham Maslow, and Scott Barry Kaufman has a great book called Transcend that I highly recommend on that. So this is where I got a lot of inspiration from, and also from my own personal story, because I started my personal development journey in 2015, and then I started my business in 2017, and I found, you know, this need to really apply what I was learning into my business and be better. So this is what I'm talking about in this channel, right? So if you want to hear more about that, please subscribe. Let me know what you think. Just happy to share more of this stuff. So the goal of this mind map and this exercise is not to, you know, have it as a perfect one-time thing. It's to just have everything in one place, so that you can check for congruency and alignment, as I've said. Then to also make a conscious and intentional decision about what it is that you want and what motivates you, right? Because when we have intrinsic goals, that's when we are fulfilled, because they are ours, right? They're not determined by society or someone else. And the other purpose that I found, and I've been doing this for 3 years now, and this type of structure, is when I have my low points, it's very easy to come back to this vision and just read some of the stuff that I put in there, okay? Because it really fires me up again, and I remember why I want the things that I want and the things that I'm doing. Then from here, I can also, draw some goals and some specific tools that I need for my habits, for my routines, whatever, or I can draw the vision board that I post on my wall so that I can always see it. So it's a very nice place to start because you take yourself seriously. And even taking it one step further, from the things that I have here is what I am trying to program into my subconscious mind, whether through affirmations, through hypnosis, through mirror work, through reality surfing, you're familiar with that, or, manifesting, the pop culture word that is going on right now, and also to track and improve my progress, right? So this is what it's all about, basically. Okay, so let's start with vision, because this is where we begin, right? Like, what is it that I want? And I know some people may get overwhelmed with this question, and I put here some categories that I found to be very helpful. Maybe you can hear my little king screaming out there, but sorry for that, but just what it is. So the vision, what do you want, is a very powerful question, and just feel free to write down these things, because a quote that set me free is, I can have everything I want in life, but not at the same time. So once I understood that, I was able to really paint a very big picture of everything that I want. And I actually put here, I used some examples from my life just to show you how to fill this mind map in. And yeah, just go for it. Don't be afraid to put it all down, and you'll see as we go through the mind map that you can adjust these goals. You can see if they are actually congruent, aligned, if they're achievable, and so on. So my situation is that I have a business, the Romanian Friend, that I started in 2017. It's in tourism, so we got hit pretty hard in 2020 thanks to COVID, and now again with the situation in Ukraine. So we are doing good, but it's not like I can have a lot of high expectations to grow it. The second business that I have is the teaching coaching that I do, which I call Successpreneur, because I'm basically helping on people who work for themselves apply personal development in their business and be at their best, with freedom, with joy, with abundance, with mental health, and really feeling good about that. So I have my financial goals around that as well. Okay, so I'm being very honest with this because this is just something that I feel called to do, but I need to set some financial goals so that I have really something to go towards. Now, when I look at this vision part, maybe I will feel some other things, that maybe you are single, or you want to, get married, or maybe you want to, visit 20 countries. So once you have all these sections filled in, then you can actually start seeing like, okay, do I want too many things at once? Do they actually fit? Are they possible? Because in my case, visiting 20 countries while growing two businesses isn't just not feasible, right? So as much as I would want this, I either park it for later or I take it out, because I have all the time in the world for that. And then we go down a level to the identity part, which is, who do I have to be so that I achieve the goals that I have for myself, so that I achieve the vision, right? So what kind of person am I? What is my self-image? Another book that I recommend is Psycho-Cybernetics from Maxwell Maltz, talking a lot about self-image and the automatic goal mechanism. Basically, again, the distinction between conscious mind and subconscious mind, and highly recommend you check that one out. So who do I have to be? But also, who am I right now? And the reality is that I am married. I have a 6-month-old baby. So this is the reality that I'm working with, right? What am I doing? Well, I'm a successful entrepreneur. I teach people. I share my lessons and journey, right? So this is the part that speaks to me right now. How do I spend my time? This is when we are going into the who do I have to be? Well, considering, my responsibilities and my goals, then it's pretty clear that there's not much I can do with my time other than this. And this is the part where I make a conscious choice, right? I'm very clear on what I have to do. Knowing your strengths and weaknesses is very important, especially for me. And I stress the part about weaknesses because, we tend to overestimate ourselves and to not see our blind spots. And when I worked with a coach, narrowing and identifying my weaknesses was the most important thing, because we grow when we improve our weak points, right? Like if you go to the gym and you have a strong biceps, there's no point just doing more biceps curls. You want to work on your legs maybe, which is, what most people avoid. So knowing your weaknesses is a good thing, because first of all, I can plan around them, or I can improve them, or I can understand how they can impact my, my time or my behaviors or my environment and all that, right? So self-punishing, I'm very hard on myself. I'm a very ambitious guy. So I'm very hard on myself, and I have a lot of high expectations. So this type of attitude really demotivates me, because I'm very intrinsically motivated. So then in my behaviors, you'll see that I have a practice for self-compassion. I need to be kind to myself, to be my best friend. And this is how I counter this weakness in a way and try to manage it, okay? As I'm looking at the time, I see now that I'll need to make 2 videos for this mind map, because I'm just not going to have enough time to go through everything, and I don't want to make this too long. But basically, the first 3 parts, vision, identity, and values and beliefs, are the planning part, right? The setting the frame, the structure, and really understanding what you want and who you want to be. Whereas the abilities, behaviors, and environment part, as well as the plan, the how to put it all in action, is the execution, right? So we need both. Right? If you are a ship that is just drifting out on the sea without a destination, you are basically wasting your resources and your time. At the same time, if you're a ship in the harbor with a destination in mind, but you're not leaving the harbor, well, that's not what ships are made for, okay? So check out the second part of this video, and I'm gonna finish this one up just by talking about values and beliefs. So I listed here just three beliefs that I have and I'm programming in myself to get to my financial goals, because this is the example that I have, and to grow my businesses. And if you look closely, the beliefs I have are ones that are empowering for me, because when we talk about beliefs, they are most of the times under the radar. So people think they know what they want and what they believe in, but actually our unconscious beliefs guide our reality. And there's a whole process for, changing our beliefs in NLP, but also, doing work with the subconscious and really understanding how this reality actually works. But for me, these 3 beliefs are very important, and I'm trying to install them, okay? And they are helpful, because if you look at them, they just make sense in my life, and it's just a way that I am trying to remember every time. But there are a lot of other beliefs that you can have with regards to everything here and here as well, because we are already looking for that alignment, for this congruency, okay? Because, for example, if you want to get married, let's say you would have this goal for yourself, then a belief that you would have is that you will find the right person, or you will attract the right person, depending on your belief system, okay? Also, maybe that you are honest, full of loyalty, integrity, able to give love because you have love for yourself, okay? So it's a little tricky, but the beliefs are just, the question you should ask yourself here is, what do I need to believe? What kind of mindset do I need to have so that I am the person who achieves his goals, his vision, or her, right? Other examples, and especially when talking about values. So for values, there are 2 personality tests, values in action, and there's another one, Barrett Center for Values, if I recall correctly. And there are other personality tests as well. And I'm not saying they're super good. I'm just saying that they can help you, give you a place to start. And from there, you can identify what are your values. But for me, discipline, service, and personal growth learning are the values that I need, that are important for me to support my identity and my vision, okay? Of course, you can find yours as well and just see what kind of things you need to achieve your vision. So that's it for this video, because I don't want to make it too long. So once again, next video, we're going to talk about this part over here and bringing it all together into a plan. Finally, to remember is, don't be afraid to dream big, because this is what actually gets us motivated and excited. And once we have like these big goals, then we'll find ways to align and make the changes we want in our life. And this is what a personal development plan actually is, right? Because think about yourself long-term, like 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, it doesn't matter. But when you take that perspective, when you look at yourself from a super high angle, everything starts to be achievable. Because I know I'm going to make $1 million. Maybe I'm gonna make 10 million. Not maybe, I'm sure I'm gonna make 10 million. The question is only when or how. This is my first YouTube video, so please be gentle with me. And if you really enjoyed this, I'd appreciate your comment or your like, subscribe, notification, whatever it is, because I'm just trying to give value and I'd appreciate any feedback for that. So thank you very much for watching and I'll see you next video.